What do you call people who, instead of just giving money to aid agencies to help the needy, roll up their sleeves and personally get involved in helping directly? They are called hands-on volunteers. These are people who climb into the trenches in order to get involved directly. Without these people, all of our well-meaning donations have zero impact. Whether it's serving meals at our local shelter, organizing a community garden, or mentoring a struggling student, these are the people who cut through the veil of otherness to come face to face with those in deprivation and deliver aid and assistance with their own hands, because they are believers in the power of hands-on action. Now, when you and I, well-meaning citizens of the world and firm believers in the idea that we are our brother's keepers, when we donate funds and materials for the causes we champion, what do we envision our efforts are doing? How do we perceive that the things we donate make a difference? Well, I can speak for myself. I picture the funds and materials I donate in the hands of hands-on volunteers being administered directly where the help is needed. Now, hold that thought and mental picture. What if I was to tell you that there are a group of children imprisoned since birth behind a veil of silence, unable to communicate their most basic needs to those around them? Their own families, not understanding how to reach them, have concluded that they are simply beyond reach and have inadvertently consigned them to a living hell in which they exist mostly in indentured servitude, isolated from their families and community, even as they are surrounded by them. What if I told you that all that was wrong with them is that they are deaf, but that because the community around them has no conception of sign language, they consider these children unreachable and not part of their community? You would probably say something to the effect,
"Well, let's get someone to teach them sign language right away. In this day and age, deafness must not be allowed to equal incarceration."
Well, that's exactly what DEAAF has done in Zambia. The DeSanto Centre for the Deaf, operated by the organization DEAAF, Deaf Education and Arts for African Families, is a school in Livingstone, Zambia that provides education and support for deaf children and adults.
We are at a school for the deaf in Livingstone, Zambia. This is a well-known tourist town because of the Victoria Falls. Let's go inside to see what else is special about this school.
The centre teaches a range of subjects including sign language, English, math, reading, writing, as well as life skills like HIV/AIDS awareness, social skills, and hygiene. It aims to create a safe and nurturing environment for deaf students to learn and grow.
How inspiring it is to see such a connection between you and your deaf students. What do you feel is important in educating them?
It is important to learn their deaf culture and to get to keep their attention during school, because I give them information they need to know, like their vocabulary. Attention and discipline are key to their improvement.
Is it a challenge to teach deaf children here in Zambia?
Not necessarily, but it must be done with the proper approach. I must be attentive to them and their needs, and I must have patience as I guide them through their learning. That's how they transform.
It sure makes you happy to see them blossom, right?
Oh yes, I want this to happen. We want to develop education system like in America. We're inspired by that. Yes, that can be achieved in Zambia as well. Yes, indeed. It must happen. We want to be on the same level, to be equals.
Equals, you got that right.
Now, let's return to that mental picture I told you to hold on to earlier. Meet hands-on volunteer and community member Lisa Zara. Lisa is an American hands-on volunteer who moved to Zambia 20 years ago to found the school. It is supported by Gary and Gail DeSanto, who have generously allowed the center to operate.
It sure feels like home here, but to my shock, it's actually a school. Importantly, here is Lisa.
Hi.
This is her name sign. I'm thrilled to be here. So you moved here to Zambia from the U.S. How long have you been here?
It's now been 21 years here in Zambia. I decided to move to Zambia and become a volunteer and help build a school for deaf children here. I tried to talk to many people about coming to Zambia. At first, we did not realize that there was no school for the deaf in Zambia. Not many people here believed that deaf people could succeed. It's long been my belief that deaf people can do whatever they want. So I decided to establish a school for the deaf for students aged 5 to 20 years old. We have since relocated from Manze for financial reasons, and a donor asked us to relocate here to Livingstone. We've been here now for 21 years.
The Zambian Ministry of Education and Disabilities Office have also approved and supported the center's work. Reviews of the DeSanto Centre for the Deaf highlight its positive impact, noting that it has made tremendous advances in the educational opportunities for these deaf children and adults. The centre is praised for boosting the self-esteem of its students and providing them with an education that may be their only hope to experience and enrich their lives. Overall, the centre is a vital resource that is making a significant difference in the lives of deaf individuals in Zambia by providing them with education, life skills, and a supportive community. A chance to change lives, your support is needed. Dear fellow Direct Action supporter, my name is Akin Odulate, and I have known Lisa for over a decade and a half. I worked closely with her back in 2011, and I share here part of a very personal exchange I had with her back then. Lisa, you are an extraordinary human being that has an enormous heart and that has proved repeatedly that you are one of the most driven and go-getting people on this planet. You are tenacious and dogged in your determination to get things done. But you need to consider that when you are that driven, you will wear people out. You need to just pause so others can catch up. Not necessarily because you need to pause yourself. I understand that you can keep going forever, Superwoman, but not all of us wear the cape and can keep up. I share this little personal and intimate exchange between Lisa and I to give you a profile, however inadequate, of just what a dynamo Lisa is. But Lisa can't do this alone. That's why I'm reaching out today. To find other direct action supporters that are ready to do whatever they can, no matter how little, to make a real difference. The crops have failed in Zambia, and there is a direct threat of famine.
Crops are struggling to survive in Zambia. Every day, Peter Shamapondo goes to check on his maize, and every time he comes out here, he worries.
All crops have been destroyed. There's nothing good to look at in the fields. Hunger will kill us.
President Hakainde Hichilema says the drought, brought on by El Nino and also blamed on climate change, will affect more than 1 million households.
It looks green from up here, but a closer look at these fields shows the undeveloped maize cobs. It's the tail end of the rainy season, but there's been none since mid-January, the drought destroying almost half of Zambia's maize cultivation. Last week, the president declared it a national disaster.
I've got the 8 hectares for maize. I've got the 2-3 hectares for the groundnuts, but because for the rain, I don't have rain, so the maize and the groundnuts is died.
Zambia also plans to start rationing electricity, the drought affecting not only food production but hydropower generation as well. And the International Monetary Fund says it will visit soon to assess the impact it's having on the country's economy.
Since we don't have food, almost the whole Zambia, especially this southern and eastern part, western, we have totally nothing. But when you hear from the news, most of the time we hear that northern part of Zambia, at least there are some rains. But this side of Zambia, I think it was just okay for the president to declare it a national disaster. This is really a national disaster.
Lisa needs direct support to keep her efforts going. This is her April 2024 needs list. This is a monthly budget, and the line items here help to feed and sustain operations for 30 students ages 3 to young adult and a staff of 9, including the teachers, a van driver, a property manager, and a security guard. For now, we are looking for direct action supporters willing to take on the funding of line items off this list. Pick 1 or 2, or however many you feel you can support. Every month we will send out a revised listing for you to select from and support. The current list is made up of 15 items. Here are the descriptions and associated costs in Zambian kwachas, ZMK, and the US dollar equivalent at current exchange rates. 1. Fuel for bus to transport kids and teachers, 9,000 kwachas, approximately $316.63. 2. Groceries for school and Lisa, 20,000 kwachas, approximately $782.94. 3. Chicken bought at market, 1,650 kwachas, approximately $64.59. 4. Beef bought at market, 1,040 kwachas, approximately $40.71. 5. Rice bought at market, 720 kwachas, approximately $28.19. 6. Veggies bought at market, 930 kwachas, approximately $36.40. 7. Taxi for specific transportation needs, 1,000 kwachas, approximately $39.15. 8. Salaries. Monthly for teachers, 70,000 kwachas, approximately $2,740. 9. Bread, 500 kwachas, approximately $20. 10. Charcoal to cook outside, no oven, 600 kwachas, approximately $24. 11. Fuel for generator, 1,200 kwachas, approximately $50. 12. Zesco electricity, 2,500 kwachas, approximately $97.86. 13. TV, 770 kwachas, approximately $30.15. 14. Talk time, mobile phone, pay as you go, 800 kwachas, approximately $31.32. 15. Internet, 500 kwachas, approximately $20. So, there you have it. Over the last 12 minutes, I have attempted to share with you why I am all in on Lisa and DeSanto School for the Deaf and why direct action appeals to me. If you are of the same mind, please join me and a few others in doing what we can. To donate to DeSanto, please go to the Kids of K website displayed here on the screen, https://kidsofk.org/donations/DeSanto/. Your contribution will be collected by Kids of K, a US-based 501c3 nonprofit, and they will send the full amount of your donation to DeSanto School in Zambia. Learn more about DeSanto at http://DEAAF.org.